Hey everybody, welcome back around to the Blog and Grill. I am your host, Doug, here with your video blog for May 5th, 2014. I have a great blog planned for you. Again, Yankees and Mets struggling on this weekend. I'll give you my performance of the weekend and what is wrong with CC Sabathia. We'll talk NFL Draft, NASCAR at Talladega, but first, let's get into the NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs rolling along right now. We are into now the second round, which will tip tonight with 2 second-round games tonight. So let's look inside the second-round matchups. The first matchup we'll see, excuse me. First matchup we'll see tonight, Washington versus Indiana. In this series, Indiana snuck by, but that could be enough to get them going again. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if Roy Hibbert can have an impact with the bigs of Gortat and Nene. I don't really know what's going to happen. I think Washington will win the series, but I think it will go probably 6 or 7. In the next series, we got the Clip Show versus OKC. I think the Clippers are playing really well right now. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin are getting it done right now. I like what they're doing. Oklahoma City struggling with just 2 guys scoring the ball at a high frequency. I'm probably going to take the Clippers in this one in 6. In the next series, the 2 series starting tomorrow, we have Brooklyn versus Miami. It's going to be a great series. Nets versus the Heat. Nets in the season series swept at 4-0. I think Miami has turned the corner. They flipped the switch, and I will have the Nets falling in this series. I think Miami will take them down in 6 games. And finally, Portland versus San Antonio. This series will start up tomorrow night around 9:30. It's going to be a great series, I think. I think Portland's young guys could give San Antonio some problems. We saw some sharpshooters give them problems in the first round. I'm going to take San Antonio, but I think it's going to go 7, okay? So just a quick recap. I got Washington winning it in 6, the Clip Show winning it in 6, Miami winning it in 6, and San Antonio in 7. Okay, time to get to some more NFL Draft. The NFL Draft will be Thursday night, so we'll have our final NFL Draft coverage on Wednesday, and then we'll talk a little bit about it Friday as the first round will be done. NFL Draft, the big thing people are talking about now is who's trading down, who's trading up, who's the low-round guy to have an impact, and who is the most ready quarterback. So first, let's look at the team that could trade down. I think the one team that could trade down are the Texans, because the Texans are saying they're going to get Jadeveon Clowney. I don't know if they need Clowney with Watt, because Clowney's not going to play that outside linebacker position. I could see Texans trading down into a lower spot in the first round and picking up a quarterback in that spot. A team that I think could trade up into that top spot or into the top 2 are the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons pretty much need help everywhere except quarterback and wide receiver. I could see them jumping up to the 1st or 2nd pick and taking a look at a Khalil Mack or a Jadeveon Clowney. The most ready quarterback to start in the NFL right now, I'm going to have to say, has to be Blake Bortles. I think Blake can stand in the pocket and make big throws. He can also extend plays. He's a lot like Ben Roethlisberger. I'm going to see what he can do, but I like Blake Bortles to start for a team in the regular season this year. And finally, my low-round player to make an impact, I'm going with Dre Archer, the running back out of Kent State. In today's NFL, this is the kind of guy that can have a major impact in the league. He's a smaller guy, kind of a Darren Sproles type guy. Definitely in the NFL today, he has a spot, and it'll be interesting to see if a team gives him a shot and what he does with that shot. So Dre Archer, running back out of Kent State, probably a late 3rd, early 4th round pick for Dre Archer. We'll have more NFL Draft coverage Wednesday as we break down just a little bit more of the draft and go inside on some of the players. And now we are on to NASCAR. NASCAR at Talladega yesterday. Denny Hamlin wins the race. I'm now 2-8 in my picks on the year. My points update, Joey Logano and Kevin Harvick on the top with 2 wins. Then we have Busch, Earnhardt Jr., Kyle Busch, Earnhardt Jr., Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, and Kurt Busch are your top 8. They all have wins. Jeff Gordon still in 9th. He has the most points overall. Kenseth, Johnson, Biffle, Newman, Vickers, Larson, and currently in the last spot is Austin Dillon, with some big guys still on the outside looking in. Tony Stewart, Casey Kane, Clint Boyer, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So definitely some big guys on the outside still looking in, trying to get in. Mother's Day Sunday, so they'll race Saturday night at Kansas City. I'll have my pick for that on Friday, of course. Okay, time to get to Major League Baseball, and since it's Monday, it's time for our performance of the weekend. The performance of the weekend this week goes to the San Francisco Giants pitcher Madison Bumgarner. Yesterday, Bumgarner went 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 unearned run, a walk, and 9 strikeouts in the 4-1 win over the Atlanta Braves. More injuries are coming. Jay Bruce of the Cincinnati Reds will have knee surgery for a partially torn meniscus. He'll likely be out 3 to 4 weeks. He wasn't really hitting the ball real great. He was batting .218 with 3 homers and 14 RBIs in 29 games this year. Yesterday, CC Sabathia lost another one for the Yankees. He is now having a terrible year, 3-4, 5.75 ERA. He's striking guys out. He has 44 strikeouts, a 1.45 whip, and a .298 batting average against. And people are just asking what's wrong with him. Really, what I think is wrong with him is his fastball location has not been great, okay? That's what he struggled with. He's given up quite a few home runs. Fastball location bad, and his movement on his off-speed pitches is not great either. I think overall, once it warms up a little bit, he's going to be able to throw that fastball around 92, 93 and be able to get it by people more. And the movement on the off-speed pitches with the warm weather will also be better as well. So CC Sabathia, I think, just has to keep going out there, working on stuff, and trying to get better as the year goes on. That'll segue us into our New York sports update. The Yankees over the weekend dropped 2 out of 3 to Tampa. Yesterday they lost 5-1. They finished off a rough homestand at 3-5. They're still 16-14. They have a half-game lead over the Orioles in the East. They're going to start a 6-game road trip tonight in Los Angeles. They'll take on the Angels and the Brewers on this road trip. So Yankees-Angels tonight, 10:05 first pitch. We'll get to see Phelps' first start of the year. He's 0-0, 3.86, versus Jared Weaver, 2-2, with a 4.00. Mets over the weekend dropped 3 out of 4 to Colorado. They finish off, or they're on their current 9-game road trip. They're 3-3. They'll finish up with 3 games in Miami. 16-14, just like the Yankees, 1 game back of Atlanta, and they're 3rd in the East, just a half game back of Washington. So we got the Mets and the Marlins tonight. Jonathan Neese, 2-2, 2.20, versus Eovaldi, 2-1, 2.58. That game will start right around 7:05. Just some college basketball news that came out today. The Big East and the Big Ten are going to be setting up a new challenge series. We have the Big Ten ACC Challenge, the SEC Big 12 Invitational. We are going to have the Big East Big Ten Challenge. It's going to be considered the Gavitt Tip-Off Games, named after Dave Gavitt, the late Big East Commissioner. It will start in 2015, so we'll get to see that next year, and it'll run through 2020 with 8 games going on in the first week of the season. That's all I got for today. I'll be back on Wednesday with more fun stuff for you. My New York sports update, of course, NBA playoff updates, as we'll have our Game 1s done for all the series, and we'll look ahead to the Game 2s. NFL Draft starts up Thursday. We'll talk that as well. Always remember to follow me on Twitter at YankeeBaller415. That is YankeeBaller415. Comment, question, subscribe to my page. Thanks for tuning in to the Blog and Grill. I'll be back on Wednesday. Have a good start to your week.